Hi y'all. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira. And today guys, we're just gonna hang out. We're gonna try some new makeup. It's been a minute since I've posted. I took a little time off, kind of on purpose, kind of not on purpose. But in the meantime, in the interim of that time, that little break, I have gathered a decent amount of new makeup. So let's try it on and we'll talk. Let's get into it. All right guys, so my hair. So I did a twist out and then I didn't let it fully dry, and then I went outside and it got rained on, and now I'm just like, you know, so we're gonna ignore that, but I was not very happy about that. But I want to talk about what I have in front of me because I have quite a few new things, and then we'll get into some other stuff. But first off, I want to show you this because I received this last week and it went live. I think it launched. This video is going to be going up on Tuesday, so this launched yesterday, which is Monday. So this is what it looks like. This is the new Nomad Fuji 5 Lakes palette, and guys, I received this in PR, and I just have to tell you, I have not been blown away by just the aesthetic and the color story of a palette in a really blown away by it. It's interesting, it's unique, it's different, but the packaging, first of all, this is all textured, so you can feel, I don't even know if you can see this up close, how stunning this looks, but beautiful. And then the inside, this is such a fun and unique color story for a fall palette. Like, I'm so excited to try something that isn't just like, like oranges and browns and some greens, and don't get me wrong, I love fall palettes and I love those colors, but it's always nice to see something that's a little bit different, a little bit, and if you can hear noise, I have my window open because it's not hot, it's just really humid. It's been raining on and off this entire weekend and it's just really humid, so I have my window open. But it's just nice to see a color story that is trying to do something different, has a different point of view, because it's rare. Now I feel like, we've been in the makeup game long enough where it kind of can feel a little bit run-of-the-mill when fall palettes come out. So I was very excited to see this, and this will be my first time trying it. I haven't even swatched these. I opened it, I took pictures of it, and then I put it to the side because I knew I was going to be filming this video. But yeah, I am really excited to try this palette. And then I also got in the mail from PR, I got the new Sigma Skin Perfector Hydrating Tint. I have thoughts on this. We're going to get into that. But then right around that same time, I also picked up the Sephora Reveal the Real Soft Radiant Skin Tint. And I've been wearing this one quite a bit. And I have some thoughts. And we're gonna try both of these, and I'm going to explain why. And then, look at this beautiful baby. How pretty is this? This is the Lancome Tainted Eau bronzer, and I've been on you guys know I've been on my rosy bronzer. I've been on my rosy bronzer era. I've been loving rosy bronzers, and this is a rosy bronzer. This is in the shade Tan, and it doesn't look that rosy there. It's kind of rosy, but it's rosy and it's so pretty, you guys. I've been wearing this quite a bit, and then I've got a few other things here as well. So we're gonna get into that. So I'm gonna zoom you in. I did my brows off camera. I will eventually, I know I had someone in the comments say, can you please show how you do your brows? And I will eventually, I will. Today I had makeup on earlier because I went out to brunch with a friend, and then I just had like concealer and some blush and some like brow product and a little bit of mascara. So to wash all that off to do this video, and then I just threw my brows on. So I will do my brows on camera at some point eventually, like not soonish, because I think my next video is not going to be me putting on makeup. It might be, we'll see. But it's in my head. I remember the comment. I got you. I know. I will try and do it, and I might just do it like a short or something like that, because I hate doing my brows on camera. And the reason for that, guys, is it takes me a really long time to do them, and I can't talk while I do them. So I'm thinking I'm either going to do them and kind of do them in a sped up way, or do a short so you can see them. But I saw the comment, duly noted. I didn't forget you. All right, so let's start off with the skin tint, and let's start off by talking about this Skin Perfecting Hydrating Tint from Sigma. I was really excited for this launch. I was very excited to receive it in PR because it looked like a skin tint that was sort of my type of skin tint where it wasn't too sheer. It looks like it has a bit more, it looked like it had a bit more coverage. And I was like, okay, this is more like my speed where it's almost like not so much a skin tint as like a light to medium foundation. You know what I mean? I'm going to take my little denim jacket because I am hot. I am sweating. So I was really excited about that. And let me just start showing you guys what I mean by this. And when I got 2 shades. I got the last 2 shades. It's only 6 shades in the range. And that is kind of my issue with it is there is not a shade in the range for me. There is nothing in the range that works for my skin tone, and I'm going to show you what I mean because there's a shade up from this. So this is shade number 5, and I'm going to show you guys what I mean, and I'm going to put it on my face. So this is 5, and the next one is super deep. I received that one in PR as well. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that one because it is very rich. And I will try to remember to put a picture of what the shades are. But I am more the shade probably above this one. But even that one feels like it probably would be too light and too almost too cool tone, neutral leaning to cool. And this is just not my shade. And I have worn this. I tried to make it work. I put it on with some concealer, but it just literally wasn't my shade. And the whole day I was just like, I look orange, you know? So, but I did want to show you guys what it looked like. And I will say this, even though this wasn't my shade, I did like the formula. It's just unfortunate that the shade range is so limited. This really needed to be at least 8 to 10 shades, like at least 8. They could use one shade between this one and 4 and another shade between this one and 6. Like it's just too limited. And it's because it is not sheer, because it does have quite a bit of coverage for a skin tint. It is not one of those skin tints that you can kind of like fudge. You know what I mean? I tried and it just didn't work for me, but I really do like the formulation. Like when I wore it, I was surprised at how well it lasted. Like I didn't have a lot of fading throughout the day, which I tend to have with skin tints. It lasted really well on my skin. I didn't get super oily. It didn't slide all over the place. It's a really nice sort of like skin-like finish. And I think this would be good if you're someone who likes a lighter weight formulation, but you want some coverage. This is a really good formulation for that. But I wanted to show you guys this. And what I'm thinking, what I have been using instead is I got this Sephora Reveal the Real Skin Tint. And this one I like this one, but the drawback with this one is it has more shades, which is great. It's just really light, like the coverage. And this looks really light, but because it's so, I'll show you guys what I mean. Like, look at that. Like it doesn't, like it looks really light, but it blends in like so well with my skin. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Like it doesn't, you can't even tell I have anything on. But that's also the issue, that because the coverage is so light and you can kind of see like this is my skin without and this is my skin with, it just gives a little bit of like, you know, a little bit of something, but not a whole lot. And if you're looking for more, this is not going to be the thing for you. But, so this is very much like I've been wearing this on the days where it's been super hot, or I just wanted my skin to have a little something, but I didn't, you know, I didn't want to do the full, you know, coverage. I'm wearing foundation kind of thing. And I also like, this does fade, but because it's so like barely there, it doesn't look like it's faded. You know what I mean? It doesn't look bad. So yeah, so I have these two, and I wanted to talk about these. I want to show you guys what they look like, because at first I was going to mix these, but now I'm like, I don't know. Should I mix them? And as you can see, like I always say, my forehead is darker than the rest of my face. So mixing this with this would actually work for that, but for the rest of my face. So that's what we'll do. We'll put this on the bottom part, and then we'll do a mixture of the two, because I didn't want to wear both. So I'm going to grab my, this is my Sigma Soft Coverage F48. And I'm just gonna start applying that. And I don't have anything on my face besides moisturizer because, like I said, I had gone out earlier and I'd had sunscreen on, and then I came in and washed that little bit of makeup that I had on off. So I just, when I washed my face, I just reapplied some moisturizer. So there's nothing else on my face, and I don't really use primer unless I'm using the Denacimyrix, which I don't really use with this because this actually, again, because it's so light, it doesn't get really greasy. It doesn't, it just doesn't do a whole lot as far as like changing over time, which is nice, but it does fade. So I didn't find that I was getting super oily with this. And I know some people said they got a little bit oily with this one. I did not, but you know, my skin is like normal to oily. And I don't think I used this on a day that was particularly like humid or hot. Our weather has been all over the place. I'm going to do my forehead now, and I'm just taking like a little bit of the Sigma. If I can get it out. There we go. And then, and this one is also, as you can see, this one is quite, like thick. And this one is quite thin, and I don't know if you can see the difference there, but this one is quite watery in comparison to the Sigma. So I'm just going to mix these two and use it on my forehead. I don't usually put makeup on my forehead, but we'll do it for the video, you know. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and this is the two of them mixed together, and we're just going to, I'm literally using my viewfinder. I'm going to use my mirror now because I need to actually see what I'm doing. So yeah, so to get into where I've been, what's going on. So I was planning on filming, and I was waiting on, I had ordered a few things, and like they took their time coming, and then I like got busy and I couldn't film, and then I was like, you know what, I was feeling really stressed about it. I'm like, I haven't filmed anything, and I was like, maybe I should just look at this as a blessing in disguise because I needed a little break. I still feel like I need a break. Honestly, guys, I feel like I could take a month off of everything and I'd be fabulous. Or maybe even a week. If I could get like a week off from like adulting, that would be amazing. But I kind of bumped my eyebrow there, but that's all right. But yeah, so I just kind of like allowed myself the time to like wait for the stuff that I was waiting for. I'm planning a few videos. Like I haven't just been like loafing around. Well, I have been, but I do have some videos planned for you guys. So this is everything mixed. I actually like the mixture on my forehead. I don't know if I'd like it all over my face, but I like it on my forehead. Those actually mix together really well. And the Sigma gave a little bit more coverage, which is nice, which I kind of need on my forehead. My forehead's been breaking out a little bit, and I think it's just because it's been so hot and humid in my forehead. When I sweat, you know, just breaking out from sweating. But yeah, I like that. All right, I'm going to use concealer now. I'm not using a new concealer. I've been using the House Labs. This is what I've been reaching for recently when I've been using the Sephora Skin Tint because it just has a bit more coverage. I still love my Salt New York. I actually backed off of using my Salt New York because I was hitting pan and I was like, oh my god. So I was like, okay, let's use something else for a little while. So we're not trying to pan that right this second. But also I just needed something with a bit more coverage. So what I've been doing is going in with the House Labs, which I do really love this concealer. It's a really beautiful concealer. And just using that in area, like putting it under my eyes, but then taking it down and just letting my skin get a little bit more coverage where it needs it. Alrighty. There we go. That looks really pretty. I'm going to zoom you guys in even more. That's like really pretty. I like that. And do you see what I mean? Like it's just, the Sephora one just gives like a really nice your skin but better vibe. There's not a whole lot of coverage. It's not doing a whole lot to cover a bunch of things up, but I think it's a really good option if you're just looking to like even out your skin tone a little bit, but you don't want anything clocked. Like you don't want it to be like she's wearing foundation or she's wearing makeup, you know. It's really nice for that. All right, so that's done. I am going to powder Powder is not new. Powder is what I've been using. And again, everything that I use, even stuff I haven't mentioned, is going to be in the description box down below. This is really nice with this powder too. And this powder, this is the Sigma powder. It does give a little bit of extra coverage because it's not completely translucent. So I like using this with this tint because it just gives a little something. I'm just going to do here. I'm not going to powder my whole forehead because I just don't do that. And I don't powder under my eyes either. So I just like to do that and then I'm done. I know people are always shocked when I say I don't set under my eyes. I don't, guys. I don't like the way powder looks under my eyes. I actually think it ages. I think if you just use a little less product of little bit less concealer, you apply it and then you just slightly pat it in, you're probably golden. But I always find that like when I put powder on, that's when things can actually make things look a little bit more dry and makes your under eyes look a little crepey and a little older than they probably do without the powder. So that's done. Base is done. We're now going to go in with these. I'm very excited for these. It's like I've never used it before, but I've been using it in practice every day. I also got the Sephora one, and I do plan on doing, I want to do a video about rosy bronzers. That is in the works. I just had to there's a couple that I wanted to acquire. And there's a few that were false alarms that look rosy, and then when you get them in person, they are not rosy. And I've had that happen twice, and I've had to return them. I was very like, this is false advertising. This is just orange. So yeah, so I've got a few. I've got a decent amount. I've got a little mini collection, and I might just film with those because it's enough. I know Jones Road has one that is like a dusty rose, and they sell it as their bronzer, but when I'm looking at it, it does, for me, I feel like that's going to look, if you're like my complexion, it's going to look either gray or just like a blush, but we'll see. I might pick that one up as well. All right, so I mean, this is what I love about rosy bronzer. Look how I look like glowy, and like the sun has touched my skin, which is the point of bronzer, is to give you that kind of like, oh, you've gotten a little sun. But it doesn't warm up my face to the point where I look orange. And that's always an issue that I have because I have neutral undertones, neutral with slightly golden undertones is my skin tone, and things can veer orange on me really quickly. And I have to be really careful about that. And so I always tend to opt for bronzers that are more on the neutral side, almost cool. But I like something that has a little bit of warmth to it. And then these sort of like rosy bronzers are like the perfect shade for that kind of thing, where it's like you get a little bit of warmth, but it's not orange. It stays in sort of like the neutral area. All right, I have primed my lids. I think that's... I always miss a spot when I'm blending it out, and then it'll be like one little dry white spot, and I'm like, all right, guys, let's get into the palette. I'm very excited for this. So I have no idea what I want to do. I kind of want to do something with the reds. I'm not going to lie. I really want to go ham with the reds, but I feel like everyone's probably gone ham with the reds. Should I do the yellows? But then I feel like, let's do the reds. I haven't done a red look in a minute. And I'm kind of in the mood, you know. I love, first of all, let me just say this. As much as I love neutrals, and I do, I love my neutrals. I love a red eyeshadow, especially like a red metallic. There is a red metallic in this palette. I love a red shadow. So for me, this is sort of like going back to my roots. Going back to I used to wear red eyeshadow all the time. I used to wear it to work. I didn't care. My job at the time didn't care either. I don't think my job now would care either. But we're going into Red Rowan, which is this neutral tone. I'm just going to throw that in the crease. And let me zoom you guys in even more. Hello, hello. So yeah, I'm just going to throw this into the crease. And this is a pretty light shade. I just want something that'll help blend the red, because red is not a native tone of most skin. So it can sometimes be hard to blend onto skin, so I like to just use this to help give it something to like blend into, if that makes sense. All right, and I'm literally just doing that. Now we're gonna go into Burning Bush, which is the bright, like, oh, this is such pretty red. And it pulls out a little bit like almost red orange on camera, which I'm not mad at, but it's more of a true red in person. All right, so we're gonna go in with this. And I really like Nomad's matte formula. I will say their mattes are probably on the thinner side as far as the way that they feel on when you're blending them in. Not in a bad way, not in a way that like feels like you can't get any pigmentation, because as you can see, that's not the case. But they're not like a let me see, like a Cosmic Brushes kind of matte, or even like an earthly matte. Those have a tad more like body, like they feel a little bit like thicker, but the pigment is there. So I feel like they feel thinner, but they apply quite well. Usually with thin formulations, you have to like really go in and build them up. And as you can see, as I'm applying this, like this is applying beautifully. So when I say thin, I don't mean that in the sense of like they're hard to work with or you have to spend a lot of time building them up. You don't. Actually, I think I brought this one up higher, and I think I'm going to do the same on this side. Hold on one sec. Yeah, that's good. And that's something that I'm always doing because I have slightly hooded eyes. It's sort of like measuring how high up I've taken a shadow, because I want to be able to see it, you know? So that's pretty good. Like, I don't want to take it any higher than that because I am going to be doing more, you know, more to the eye. So I don't want it. And if I need to take it higher, then I can. All right. And then I'm going to take another, well, actually I could use the same one. I'm going to use the same Rephr 14 brush, and I'm going to dip into Momiji. I believe that's how you pronounce that, which is that one here. I'm just going to deepen this, and I want to see how this layers. Alright, so I put this on. It did deepen it. It didn't deepen it as much as I would have liked. Like, the color looks a little bit deeper in the pan than it is on the eye. But I think I'm going to go in with another shade. I've kind of looked and decided I'm going to go in with a different shade just to deepen the outer corner a little bit. So I'm going to take a Rephr 13, just this little baby, one of my favorite brushes. And this is great for, like, outer corner work, especially if you have hooded eyes. Because, yeah, so I'm just taking a little bit of, I don't know how to say this. I think it's Mount Hoye. Is that how you say that? Let me know in the comments if you know how to pronounce that properly. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So it's just giving a beautiful gradient there. I'm going to take a little bit here. I wasn't going to, but now I'm like, I kind of like the way that looks. I was just going to do the outer corner, but now I'm like, I like that. Alright guys, so I finished the base. I just went over the red a little bit, and I wanted to make sure that that is not getting lost in the shuffle here. So I'm just bringing that up a little bit, just a little. Well, that's intense, but I kind of like it. All right, so for the center, I'm thinking I want to either do, oh gosh, that felt amazing. These are so soft. Okay, Nomad. Oh. Or do I want to do something completely different and use golden ginkgo? These are all so pretty. Or should I do the blue? No, I'm not going to do the blue. I think I'm going to do the red. We're going to go in with fiery maple because I really just want to use this. I want to use the shade, so we're going to use the shade. Okay, okay. All right. Let me grab my trusty Rephr 21. And I'm not wetting my brush or doing anything like that. Just going in with, oh, this is what I wanted. I mean, this is stunning. I'm very happy with this. Oh, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. All right, I'm gonna take that Mount Hoy shade again, and I'm just gonna bring this in just to make sure these edges are blended and fading into each other nicely. Yes, they are. Very nice, very nice. Oh, so pretty. Okay, we're gonna do the lower lash line, and that's where I'm thinking things are gonna get tricky because I've already done my face makeup. I probably should have done my eye makeup first, but here we are. And I think I want to do, I feel like the yellow would be too light with this heavier, but I want to, we're going to do the greens, but I'm going to find a way to incorporate some of this yellow. I have to somewhere. I don't know. We're going to see. Let's move. Okay, so I'm going to go in with Fujikoko. And I'm just putting that on the lower lash line. And I'm using a Sonia G flat definer. And I'm literally just going to take that on the recording because I already had. Okay. So I'm lightly applying Fujikoko, which is the second darkest, kind of like green blue, tealy green. It's like almost like a slate. It's really pretty. Nomad has also recently, they're going to relaunch the Ghost Town USA palette, which is the Halloween palette that they came out with last year. And it's such a good palette. And I know some people were really sad when it went away. They didn't discontinue it. They just kind of put it away for the season, which I understand if you think about it, like having to produce a palette that's kind of seasonal. You would just not do that until the season came up again. All right. Now I think I'm going to do Burnished Beach. This may be a mistake. Probably is, but I don't care. YOLO. I'm going to take the same brush, but I'm going to clean it off. So I can get some of that green out of it. There we go. Dropping things. All right, Burnished Beach. Let's do it. Whew, whew. Picked up way too much. Yeah, this isn't going to really show like I want it to. And I kind of knew that because the colors are so dark, but I just wanted to see, Yeah. Oh, well, You try things, you see how they go. I'm gonna finish that out. I just feel like it's too light because the eye is so rich and deep on the top. But I wanted to try it, and that's how I am. I'm like, oh, let's just see what happens. So instead, I'm gonna do pampas grass, pampas, and set that in the outer corner. And then I'm gonna go over Burnished Beach. with, if I can pick it up. This is a time when I could have used my setting spray. And this is just to give it some glow so that it doesn't look like I'm missing shadow there because it's so light right there. And this is Golden Ginkgo, which is a yellow, but it's a sheerer, one of the sheerer shades. That's hard to say, sheerer shades in the palette. All right guys, so this is the eye. I added a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit, like the tiniest bit of Diamond Fuji, just here, just to give some pop towards the lower part of the center of the lid. And then I'm gonna go in with my mascara. I'm using, I probably should have grabbed a black mascara, but we're here. I'm using the e.l.f. Lash Extender in Deep Brown. Just kind of been my go-to, not gonna lie. This one, and I've rediscovered my love for the YSL Lash Clash in brown as well. And I've been kind of going between the two of those recently. And I've been very happy. We're very happy together. Very pretty. And what I like about this one is, even though it's brown, it's a darker brown. So I can still get some impact with it without it being like black, you know. I would say the Lash Clash is probably a lighter brown. So if you're looking for like a more like a milk chocolate brown, that one is probably a good option. It's definitely more expensive. I'm not gonna, let's be real, we're talking about an e.l.f. mascara versus a YSL mascara, but I own both and they're both great. All right guys, so I finished that and I realized I haven't put any blush on and I don't know what I want to do for blush. You know what's so funny is that since I've been using this Lancome bronzer, sometimes I've been skipping blush because it just gives, I'll just take a little bit of this and pull it towards further down the cheek and it just gives me like this really, you see what I mean? Like it just gives like almost like a natural kind of flush, which I like because this, let me kick in my ring light. Oh Lord, girl, calm down. Because with this look, it's so, the eye is so dramatic that oftentimes I'm always struggling to decide what kind of blush to wear with something like this. So I'm kind of like, don't want to put any blush on. I'm literally just going over my face again with a little bit of the Tentadol bronzer. I mean, look how pretty that is. So it gives my skin some like color and some glow, but it's not fighting with the rest of the look. And I mean, am I crazy for not putting blush on? Maybe, but you know, YOLO. All right, lips. Okay, so I've got 3 lippies here and I don't know which one would actually go with this look. So I have, where'd I put it? Here it is. I have this one from Surat. I just got a lovely PR package from Surat that I'm very excited to dip into, and like literally just got it today. And I'm like, well, maybe I should use something, one of these. Now this is the shade Chouchotter. This is quite light though. It's like a pinky. I don't think a pinky would go with this. And then I have, where'd I put it? I have a new Lisa Eldridge. I just purchased, like, Lisa Eldridge had her sale recently where she would discontinued a bunch of lipsticks, and the one lipstick that I wanted was sold out. I had it in my cart. I ordered it, I checked out, I got my email confirmation, and then 30 minutes later I get an email from their customer service saying we no got it. And I was just like, my heart, it was Velvet Decade, and that color has been on my wish list for years, and I'm kicking myself for not buying it, but I have a ton of Lisa Eldridge lipsticks on my wish list, and I own a lot of Lisa Eldridge lipsticks, so I had to kind of like pace myself, man. I was not anticipating that it would be discontinued, but I did wind up picking a bunch of non-discontinued lipsticks up. I was like, was this a scam? I got scammed. I'm kidding, but one of them was, which was also on my wish list, and I was like, well, I better get it now. was Velvet Duchess. I mean, so I'm thinking maybe, is red with this too much? Is red in this look too much? We gonna see. I don't know. I really love a red lip with a red eye. I just feel like if you're gonna go for it, just go for it, you know? But I also love it with like a nudie lip, you know? And this is like a true red, like, well, this is more like a blue tone red. This is not like velvet ribbon. Oh, it's so pretty though. Oh wow, this is really pretty. I knew it would be. But I also got this one here. I got Velvet Enchantment, which is more of like a pinky tone. But I feel like this is too pink for a red eye. I feel like it would just be too clashy. You know what I mean? This is intense. But I kind of like it because I just don't wear this much makeup anymore. Like I just don't get to like do this because usually, again, like I'm going to work and I'm just not doing this kind of look on a, you know, Monday through Friday basis anymore. I'm going to touch up Mount Hoy. I just feel like I needed to put a little bit more in that corner. Oh yeah, there we go. Because I was kind of light because I didn't know how dark I wanted it to be, but now I'm like, we can make that a little darker. Yeah, this is an intense look, but I'm not even mad at it. I feel like I'm wearing a lot of makeup for a Sunday night, but so who cares, you know? It's really pretty though. I'm gonna zoom you guys out a bit more so you can see it. I'm not mad at it. It's super cute. I don't do the like halo eye thing much anymore, but I tend to like to do it when I'm doing like darker tones because I just feel like, why not, you know? That's so pretty though. Okay. This got intense quickly. Let me know, guys, if you enjoyed today's video. Also, this has launched. If you are interested in it, I do have an affiliate code. It is Amira10. I have the link down in the description box below, along with links to all of these other products. Some of these are affiliate links, some of them are not. If you enjoyed today's video, and be sure to hit the like button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.